Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you and take you or your business to the next level. Today, I am very excited to have Hilary DeCesare as my guest, and let me tell you about Hilary. Hilary is an award-winning business expert, 3X international best-selling author, founder of both the ReLaunch Company and the Fired Up Entrepreneur signature course. This former Silicon Valley CEO is widely recognized for her work in neuropsychology and is on a mission to empower midlife women to experience joy and reimagine what is possible both personally and professionally with her innovative framework, the 3HQ. Through her signature courses, private coaching, and ever-changing, ever-growing community, Hilary has helped thousands of women reinvent their lives, businesses, and relationships so they can show up as their best selves every day. Hilary's work and insights have been featured on ABC's The Secret Millionaire, as well as NBC, The Huffington Post, Forbes Coaches Council, the Hallmark Channel, one of my favorites, Fox, and Yahoo Finance. She hosts both the ReLaunch podcast and Radio America's The ReLaunch Live, and is a frequent guest lecturer at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Obispo.
Yes.
Yes.
Obispo. And our title or our theme for this podcast is The Importance of Personal Energy, the Secret to Personal and Business Success. Please join me in welcoming Hilary DeCesare.
Vicki, it is so great to be here. And if it's anything like before we hit the record button, this is going to be a good one.
So we always start really easy question, which is, where do you call home? Where do you live?
I live in Boulder, Colorado, and we moved here about 2 years ago from San Francisco.
There's a little bit of a difference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up in LA, and then we moved to, after college, I moved back to the Bay Area. My dad had lived there. And I got to tell you, 2 years ago, we were empty nesters and we're like, where are we going to go? And both my husband and I had gone to school here in Boulder at CU. And so we thought, well, what do you think? And I thought, literally, are there any actual houses that don't have 5 to 10, students in them? Do those even exist? Well, I'm here to tell you, there are a few.
A few. I had one of my cousins relocated as an empty nester to Denver. From Pittsburgh. So it wasn't as different as going from San Francisco to Denver. She wasn't used to looking at ocean or having the fog.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a big change because we were also in a high rise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that was what our dream was, like, get into the big city and explore and have late night dinners and go to the arts and all those. And then 6 weeks after we moved there, COVID hit, and it's like, well, guess we're not doing that.
Oh, wow.
That's why we're here. We're hiking. We're enjoying the fresh air. We're enjoying all the good stuff. I'm so happy that, life kind of decides which course to take you down.
I think so. Yeah. You just have to say yes.
You just have to say yes. And we did big time. But then there was also a lot of like, wonderful, kind of just everything fell into place.
Mhm.
Literally everything.
Yeah. Life happens when you stop making plans.
My grandma used to say, she said, man plans, God decides.
Yep, absolutely. And my devotion that I read this morning just talked about that, to stop worrying about things and let God drive you.
Yeah. I mean, when you do that, it's,
Mhm.
they say surrender, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Surrender and just, see what happens
Mhm.
versus I call it tune out. Too many
Yeah.
people in the world tune out. And when you can tune in,
Yeah.
we have a tune in process. When you can really tune in, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
That's when things start to actually, they don't feel like, I'm pulling this up, upstream and I'm going up that, huge mountain like the little train that could. What was that story? I think I can, I think I can.
Yeah, that's right. The choo-choo thing.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it too, a lot of people have a hard time with not having noise in
Mm,
their lives. They'll complain about things, but they don't like the silence and that quiet time. I know my husband's friend, when we were dating, and we would always go to the noisiest bars, and you could barely hear each other, and you
right.
you hope that the silence didn't happen, just as you were saying something embarrassing as you're
That's so true.
screaming.
That's so true.
And I
Yes.
I think a lot of people still are that way, and that they don't know what to do with the silence. And for me, that's the best time.
Ah, that's so true. And a lot of times people hear, but they don't listen.
Yeah.
And the more we fill up in our headspace, the more we keep putting in, we kind of are running, right? We're running away from what we really need to hear. And
Yeah.
if there's something in your life that you don't have right now, that you're thinking, gosh, I thought at this point I'd be there, I'd have that. Well, there's a good opportunity with listening to this amazing show that you could tune in, that you could
Mhm.
really think about. I call it ReLaunch. That's the name of my company. Really looking at today as your official relaunch
Mm.
into that next best version
Yeah.
of you. And that's an exciting place to start thinking about life as of today.
Yeah.
A lot of times in the relaunch process, we call it 3HQ, and the H is our head, heart, higher self,
Yeah.
and head is IQ. It's all about your emotional quotient, but it leads in. It goes past IQ to something called that 3HQ, that next level of limiting beliefs, what's holding you back, your future identity. All of these things are also based in the head.
Yeah.
And then in the heart, like the EQ, emotional quotient, it's also, we have emotional blocks that sometimes it's easier to avoid than to confront.
Mhm.
But when you can break down what has been created in stories since you were young, then you can start to tap into your higher self, that best version of you, that connection with divine, or it could be universe or spirituality, whatever is meant for you. But there is always that place where your wise woman is trying to guide you.
Yeah.
And if you're so busy being busy, you will miss what she's trying to say.
Yeah. So we were really meant to meet each other, because my leadership track is leading from the heart, the head, and the hands.
Oh, no way. Okay, that's really cool. So you have your hands, and I
That's the
believe that.
servant leader, and that's your spiritual. And
And when you rise up, your hands are up, and yes, that's the higher self for me.
yeah, yeah,
Pretty
that's
great.
very cool. That's very cool. So the 3HQ, why is it critical for business? And especially, I want you to think about now in this changing in business environment that we have, and the lack of leadership, if you will.
Mm. So, Vicki, coming out of the Silicon Valley, I was at a high tech company, Oracle, for almost 10 years. And it was really, you talk about old school dog eat dog, like you are in it to win it. Like that is, it is all head based. It's left brain logical. We got to do this, hit your quota, make the number. What's up next? It's a very much this masculine dominated type of energy. And I just assumed that is the way everything is. But I felt like there was this big disconnect between what I was doing and deep inside what was coming out. Like, hey, why am I not happy? I just crushed it. I crushed my number. I did all these things, but yet I'm not satisfied. There's something that my grandma called it the divine discontent. This like, what is it? And I was, searching, right? I'm on this quest and I'm searching everywhere. And then I left Oracle and started to coach entrepreneurs. And I laugh because it was probably, at that time it was called consulting. It wasn't called coaching.
Right, exactly.
I've been doing it that long, right? 23 years ago, it was called consulting. But I started to realize with these CEOs and entrepreneurs that everyone was struggling on some level to align themselves with what we were searching for, which was happiness. Like, how do I ultimately stay happy? How do I find happiness? Why are things breaking down in my life? Why am I able to sell a business? This was my biggest goal. This was my biggest dream. And then they're miserable after they do it. And they've lost their wife, they've lost their husband, their kids don't want to talk to them, and they feel very much discontent. And so as I started to go through this process, and I did it with this other woman, we created a business called White Space Inc., INK, to really help people break through. You don't need, the things that we aren't taught in school, and what we are definitely not taught at the corporate level is you don't need just the systems and the processes and the steps. Or if that were the case, hey, we would all be successful. Take this course, learn this process, and you're going to be successful. But what I really figured out was, how do I help people tap into what was so blazingly missing in my life, that true connection? And once I did that, then I started to launch companies and had a lot of success. I had already been divorced, and now I found the love of my life. And it was like the puzzle pieces. Did you ever see The Queen's Gambit?
No.
Gibble. Anyway, it's a piece in chess, and she has these dreams where she can just see what the next move is going to be. And I kind of felt like, oh my gosh, is this truly the secret? Is this what everyone is searching for, but they're so caught up in their head that they can't get past it? And so as I started to dive into more of 3HQ in businesses, and I launched another business when I was doing it, I'm like, oh my God, this works. we talked beauty products before we started to go live. This process works.
Wow.
And there's a part of the 3HQ that really is the first step to being able to use it. And it's called the tune-in process. Tune in, and it's a 4-step process. And I would love to take you through it if you're open and willing to have a little coaching here. We can do coaching and coaching.
Sure. That was one of my questions. So sure, let's go.
Okay. So I want you to think about, in the 4-step tune-in process, you always are trying to get to that higher level of energy in order to solve a problem. Because when you're trying to solve a problem at the level it was created, Einstein says it, you can't do it. You have to solve a problem at a higher level. But people are like, how the heck do I get to a higher level of energy? It's kind of like a nebulous idea if you haven't learned it. And I've been studying neuroscience for over 10 years. I have a psychology degree. And I started to really formulate a process that can get you there quickly, and it can help you in any area of your business. So step 1 is you need to identify and get clear on a challenge that you have in your business or an intention that you have. So is there something that you're focused on right now?
So right now I'm focused on launching a condensed 3-day of my 6-week course called Polish Your Delivery. And I'll be
Ooh.
launching that in July. So I'm
Okay.
focusing on the marketing and the public PR for that.
Okay. So what you're trying to do ultimately is create a marketing campaign that will attract your ideal clients.
Correct.
Okay. Perfect. So that is, you saw how we just took a challenge of, hey, I've got this thing coming up, and now we put an intention towards it.
Mm-hmm.
So then step 2 is you literally need to change your channel. If we're going to be bringing in these amazing, elevated, perfect clients for you, we want to change the channel and take you from your energy level where you are right now
Mm-hmm.
and even take you higher. And the way we do it is I want you to think of a song that really lights you up, that just, when you think of it, you cannot be at a low level of energy. So what
Mm-hmm.
song would that be for you? This is where you can phone a friend.
No,
No, I'm kidding. The top ones right now that I've been getting are, I've gotten actually I Am Woman about 3 times in the last week by Helen
no.
Reddy. I've gotten Fireworks, Katy Perry.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a great one.
That's a good. You know what? For whenever I was a district leader, it was the Eye of the Tiger, not the Eye of the Tiger, but it was another Katy Perry.
Ooh, good. Okay.
So, but it was something tiger. Oh gosh, I can't think of what the words.
Okay, so let's do this. Want you.
Let's just say it's the Eye of the Tiger from Rocky. We'll just go there because that's
Rocky,
also inspired.
It's another awesome one right there.
Old school.
Yes, old school, which I like. Okay, so Eye of the Tiger. I want you to literally, at this point, I want you to play that song in your head. Now, if you were by yourself right now and you weren't on video and audio, you could, yes, you would play it on your phone, you would stand up, you would dance, you would change your state. But right now, what I want is it to come in from the head to the toes, and I want it to literally wash over your body. The song, the energy, move your body, tap your feet, move your head, do everything you can to get inside of Eye of the Tiger. And I want you to feel it. So usually we do this for about 30 seconds. You're in, I can see your head. You're like hearing it. I want you to turn it up, Vicki. Turn it up, girl. And now, as we move into step 3, are you feeling it?
Yeah.
Have you leveled up your energy?
Mm-hmm.
Are we like at a higher level?
Yes, ma'am.
So now you can open your eyes, and I want you to really think about this. If you have already had massive success with this marketing program to bring in your ideal clients, your July launch is everything and more that you could ever imagine. I want you to think of you in this picture in your mind. And I want you to close your eyes again. I want you to tune into Eye of the Tiger. And at this point, what I want you to do is there a color that is resonating with you in that picture right now, that image? What color is really standing out for you?
I'd have to say right now it is red.
Okay, I want you to 10x that red, intensify it. It is all around you. You are seeing yourself. You are feeling the excitement of having this like over the top launch. You are so in the moment. And now what I'm going to do is, again, neuroscience based. I am going to have you take an internal picture in your mind of that image. And you're going to do it when I say click. You're going to open and shut your eyes very quickly, not looking for outside anything, but looking to take a quick picture of the inside image. Okay. I'm going to say click. You're going to open and close your eyes, taking that picture, and you're going to do it 3 times. Click, click, click. Okay, you now have 3 of the greatest pictures. They are charged with your energy. They are charged with the red. This is the image I want you to keep coming back to. You are going to play Eye of the Tiger again in your head as we go to step 4. Open your eyes, hearing, tuning in. I want you to tell me right now, what is one thing to create momentum towards that picture, that photo album that you're starting to create? What is something you can do now at this heightened level when we're off? You could tune back into this energy. And what can you do today?
Well, I think I could do a video to promote my course and have the Eye of the Tiger as the background music as we talk, to get people to want to do it,
Okay.
to
So
really
here's
go.
the thing. You need to go do that.
I will.
You need to create, it could be a quick story. I
Mhm.
wouldn't use the music because of all of
Yes.
the problems, but what you could do, and what I highly suggest, is have it playing in your ear.
Okay.
Have
Yeah.
it playing so that you're
As when I'm talking.
as when you're talking,
Yes.
very lightly, but you can still hear it.
Oh
You are
yeah.
tuning in. And here's the thing. This process, so every time you're going to be doing something, creating something, about to deliver this content, you're going to tune back in, go through the 4 steps. First step, gaining very much clarity around your intention. Second, tuning into this song, because this song is now charged with your energy. So every time you hear it, you can go higher and higher with it. Then you're going to go ahead and look at the visualization of those pictures. But guess what? You could start to create more of those images by highlighting another area. Maybe it's like, oh, you're looking at your bank account as you're bringing it in. You're looking at the list of people and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to impact so many lives. And then you're going to, again, whatever your intention is to go and do at that moment, you are infusing it with energy. And you can do this whether you're going on a podcast, whether you're negotiating, whether you're creating, whether you're sending out an email, whether you're tuning in and you're doing anything online in social. You can, whether you're doing your financial budget, you can use it in every area of your business. I have literally, on Sunday, I got a call from a client who had called me up 6 weeks ago and said, I just lost my job. C-suite, awesome, amazing woman. It was in high tech.
Wow.
And she was like in tears saying, what am I going to do? There are no tech jobs at this level. And you hear the story, blah, blah, blah. And I said, but all we need is one. Let's start to tune in. Let's get super clear. Saturday, she sent a text to me. She got her ideal job.
Awesome.
Through the tune in process. So everybody out there listening, start to tune in to this process.
So very cool. And, as we were doing that, I go on walks from time to time, and I listen to music, and I noticed that when it is that song, a song that I really love like that, there's such a change in my step and my
100%.
in my focus. And even though the music's playing, it's like there's clarity there.
Well, you know what they've found? The research is getting more and more advanced from where we even were from neuroscience 10 years ago. Over the last couple of years, because of brain scans getting better, we are finding that the arts is actually helping with neuroplasticity. It's actually helping to create new neural pathways for you. And what we're doing right now is peak performance habits. That's what this is. This is leveraging what you already have inside of each and every one of us. It's tapping into that wise woman, that wise wizard inside of us that literally knows what you should be doing and can help you.
Right.
But you have to be at that higher level of energy to hear it so crystal clear when you said, I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly. And then you go and you do it. And again, right before you're going to do it, you're going to tap in and you're going to go through the 4-step process. Solidify it. I just went through about 2 hours ago with a client, and we were putting together, she has a limiting belief, and there's a process that I've created, the belief blaster, to get rid of it and to create a new empowering one. And she was all stuck in her head, like, I don't know. And I don't know if I can do this. And I'm not really sure. She comes from definitely a very much a logical based family, left brain. And I said, let's tune in right now. And as soon as she tuned in, she was like, I mean, there were so many ideas. And she just started, I could do this. And I'm like, yes, you can.
Very, very good. Well, it is now time for us to move to the, we're not going to do rapid fire because we totally went organic. So we're perfectly fine. And we're going to just share my screen so that you can get the contact information for Hilary and be able to connect with her so that you can get this great process going for yourselves.
And I'd love for everyone to DM me and just let me know how the first tuning experience went. It's like it's like exercise for your mind.
That's
And
for sure.
when you get to use it more and more, and I'm telling you, I have clients that are using it 10, 15, 20 times a day. I tune in before every single event on my calendar. I give myself that 2 minutes to just, and it literally takes less than 2 minutes. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to share it.
Awesome. If you want to get in touch with her, there are several different avenues. Of course, the website for those that are just listening, if you go to the ReLaunchCo.com, again, that's https:// the relaunch dot, or I'm sorry, relaunch.
Actually, you know what, Vicki? But Vicki, you know what you just did? You can actually just go to the relaunch.com. That works too. The relaunch.com and check it out. And there's even a quiz on that you can take to see where are you in your 3HQ? Are you a leader that is focused on your head, your heart, or your higher self? And then from there, we invite you to a 5-day free Elevating You in Your Business challenge where you'll do 3HQ and tune in throughout every area of your business.
That's so great. All right. So you can catch her on the various social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. But again, please check out the ReLaunch courses, or ReLaunchCocourses.com. And that challenge
actually, they can just, you know what? We made it super easy. You can go to therelaunch.com and up at the very top, it says waitlist for our free 5-day where they'll get all the, so we've made it super easy. You go down, all right. you get into the quiz. So just trying to, and again, please DM me, go to the ReLaunch Co on Instagram and say, Hilary, this is how I'm using the tune-in process.
Perfect. All right. So everybody go to Instagram and you will be able to get a screenshot of this. This information will be on my YouTube as well as my website in the show notes. So if you don't have time to get a screenshot today, or you're on your phone, you don't want to do it on your phone, please go to those two locations. Hilary, this has been just so wonderful. I've had just a great time getting to know you and learning about all the things that you're doing. I do encourage everybody to take that quiz and to take advantage of DMing Hilary on Instagram. So as always, I remind everyone that life is a journey and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.